Hello, my lovely friends. Especially thanks to all of you for liking my videos. Let me be very clear from the start. This is not clickbait, not a rumor, and definitely not a joke. What you're about to hear has shocked collectors again and again. The 1966 United States Liberty Quarter Dollar is one of those coins people overlook every single day. Yet a small number of these coins carry a hidden power that most people never discover. If you're watching this video, don't rush, don't skip, because one missed detail could cost you a fortune. The story begins in the mid-1960s, a time when America was changing its money forever. In 1965, silver was officially removed from circulating quarters, and by 1966, the U.S. Mint was under massive pressure. There was a coin shortage, machines were running non-stop, and speed mattered more than perfection. When that happens, mistakes are born, and mistakes are exactly what collectors dream of. The 1966 quarter was produced with clad metal composition, not silver, 75% copper and 25% nickel on the outside, with a solid copper core inside. Its official weight is 5.67 grams, and it carries no mint mark at all. On the surface, it looks ordinary, and that's the trap. Because history has proven one thing again and again, the most dangerous treasures are the ones that look normal. Here's where people get confused. Yes, millions of 1966 quarters were made. Yes, most of them are common. But value is not created by numbers alone. It's created by exceptions. During this rush production era, some coins were struck incorrectly. Some were struck twice. Some were struck off-center. Some were struck on the wrong metal planchet. And a very small number escaped the mint with errors so dramatic that collectors still hunt for them today. Imagine holding a coin that looks slightly off. The design isn't centered. The layers don't line up perfectly. The metal feels different. To the average person, it's nothing. To a professional collector, it's a signal. That's when auction houses step in, bidding wars start, and prices climb far beyond what most people believe is possible. Now, let me say something important, because honesty builds trust. Not every 1966 quarter is worth a fortune. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. The real value comes from condition and rarity. A regular, worn-out coin may only be worth face value. But a high-grade uncirculated example, especially one with verified mint error and a professional grading score, can enter an entirely different universe of value. This is where people laugh, and then regret it later. They say, it's just a quarter. But the same people never took the time to check weight, alignment, strike quality, or error types. They never sent it for grading. They never understood that collectors don't buy coins. They buy stories backed by proof. And no, I'm not playing with your emotions. There are documented cases where rare error quarters from transitional years shocked the market. Some reach 5 figures. Some reach 6 figures. And when collectors talk about the rarest, cleanest, most extreme examples, they speak in million-dollar language. That doesn't mean yours is automatically worth millions, but it means the door is not closed. If you truly believe you have something special, don't panic and don't rush. You can sell authenticated coins through coin auctions, eBay, or even collector groups on Facebook. Serious buyers exist everywhere, but they only pay serious money for verified pieces. This is why professional authentication is not optional. It's essential. So let me ask you something directly. Why are people still confused? If this coin is sitting in your drawer, wallet, or old collection, why ignore it? Why let doubt stop you from checking? People lose opportunities not because they don't have them, but because they hesitate. One last thing, don't fall for fake screenshots, fake prices, or exaggerated claims with no proof. Greed without knowledge destroys value. But curiosity combined with verification can change everything. I'm not promising magic. I'm showing you a possibility that most people never explore. So check your coins. Weigh them. Look closely. And if you think you found something unusual, don't stay silent. Because sometimes the difference between an ordinary night and waking up rich is just one misunderstood quarter. Listen carefully and don't skip even 1 second, because what I'm about to tell you sounds unreal, but it is rooted in real coin history and real collector behavior. I am not joking. I am not exaggerating for fun, and I am not here to mislead anyone. The 1983 United States Liberty 5 Cent Jefferson Nickel with the small P mint mark has quietly become one of the most talked about modern nickels among serious collectors, and many people still have it sitting in drawers without realizing what they are holding. This coin came out in 1983, a year when the U.S. Mint was already facing quality control issues, and that is exactly where the mystery begins. Millions were minted, yes, but only a tiny fraction came out with special characteristics that turn an ordinary 5-cent coin into something people chase aggressively today. Back in 1983, the Philadelphia Mint used the P mint mark on Jefferson nickels, and on some coins that P appears smaller, weaker, or slightly different than usual. At that time, the Mint was experimenting with dyes, pressures, and production speed, and errors slipped through more easily than people think. That small P is not just a letter, it is a clue. Collectors believe certain small P coins were struck from specific dyes that also produced doubling, weak strikes, off-center details, or unusual metal flow. This is why seasoned collectors don't laugh at this coin. They study it under magnification, because one tiny difference can change everything. This is not hype. This is how the coin world actually works. Now let me tell you why this coin feels so powerful to people. Power in coin collecting doesn't come from face value. It comes from rarity, story, and demand. The 1983 small P Jefferson nickel weighs about 5.0 grams, just like a normal nickel, but some rare examples show weight variations due to planchet errors or metal inconsistencies. When collectors see that, their heartbeat changes. They know errors like this are limited, non-repeatable, and locked in history forever. Once a rare error is discovered, no one can go back and make more. That's where the value explosion starts. I am not saying every 1983 small P nickel is worth millions, so don't twist my words. What I am saying very clearly is that verified rare error examples, high-grade specimens, or unique die varieties connected to this year have shocked collectors in the past. There are coins that sold for thousands, tens of thousands, and in extreme legendary cases in the coin world, values reach into the millions for ultra-rare error coins across U.S. history. When people hear that, they get confused, and that's why I'm telling you calmly. Confusion doesn't help you, research does. If you have this coin, ignoring it is a real mistake. Here's the part people don't like to hear, but it's true. Many collectors became rich not because they were lucky, but because they acted when others hesitated. If you have this coin, why are you confused? Why are you doubting yourself? Coins like this are not sold in panic. They are sold smartly. You can take it to a professional coin auction where certified collectors compete. You can list it on eBay with proper photos, weight proof, and details. You can even sell it through collector groups on Facebook, where serious buyers look daily. The opportunity exists, but only if you stop listening to fake talk and start focusing on facts. Let me be very clear again, because I don't want anyone saying I misled them. Don't believe random people who say every coin is worthless, and don't believe people who promise guaranteed millions either. The truth sits in the middle. This coin can carry extraordinary value only if it has the right traits, the right condition, or a genuine mint error. That's why professional grading matters. One certified opinion can change your life faster than years of guessing. This is not fantasy. This is how rare coins have always worked. Think about this for a moment. How many people spend years dreaming of becoming rich, while some people already have valuable history in their hands and don't even look at it twice? That's why I say this coin can make someone rich overnight, not because of magic, but because of awareness. The market doesn't reward ignorance. It rewards action. If your coin is real, verified, and rare, collectors will chase it. If it's not, at least you will know the truth instead of living with doubt. The drama of this coin lies in its silence. It doesn't shine loudly. It doesn't scream luxury. It looks ordinary, and that's exactly why people miss it. The most dangerous treasures are the ones that don't look expensive. That small P sits there quietly, waiting for someone smart enough to question it. That's why this story keeps repeating itself in the coin world again and again. So I'll say it one last time, slowly and honestly. I am not joking. I am not playing with your emotions. I am telling you to pay attention. If you have a 1983 Jefferson Nickel with a small P, check it properly, weigh it, examine it, and get expert eyes on it. Stop listening to fake noise. Stop being confused. If opportunity is already in your hand, why waste it? Coins don't make people rich by themselves. Decisions do. And if you're still watching this, you already understand something most people don't. Real value hides in details. Real wealth starts with curiosity. And sometimes a simple 5-cent coin is all it takes to change everything. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you sounds unbelievable, and I know some people will say this is impossible, but stay with me to the end and decide for yourself. I am not joking. I am not exaggerating, and I am definitely not here to waste your time. In 2022, the United States released Liberty-style quarters under the American Women Quarters program, and among them, the 2022 D quarter dollar quietly entered circulation. At first, nobody cared. People spent it on coffee, fuel, groceries. But today, collectors are watching these coins very closely, because sometimes history doesn't shout, it whispers. Now here's where the story gets interesting. The 2022 D quarter was minted in Denver, and Denver usually produces coins in huge numbers. That's why most people think this can't be rare. That confusion is exactly why people miss opportunities. Rarity is not always about the year alone. It's about what went wrong, what went different, and what shouldn't exist but somehow does. Coins become valuable when they break the rules, and the 2022 D quarter is already being discussed because of unusual errors, striking anomalies, and mint irregularities that were never supposed to leave the mint. Imagine holding a coin that looks normal at first glance, but when you look closer, something feels off. The weight of a standard modern U.S. quarter is about 5.67 grams. Now imagine a 2022 D quarter that weighs more or less. Imagine the design shifted, letters doubled, edges misaligned, or parts missing. These are not fairy tales. These are real things that happen inside U.S. mints. And when they escape quality control, collectors pay insane money for them. Some error coins have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, even more. And yes, online you will see people claiming prices in the millions. Before you get confused, let me be very clear, because I don't want you to fall for fake stories. Not every 2022 D quarter is worth millions. Do not believe random screenshots or clickbait listings. But here's the powerful part. If your coin has a genuine certified extreme mint error, the value can jump so high that it can change someone's life. That's why serious collectors, auction houses, and grading companies exist. They separate truth from lies, and that's where real money is made. People ask, since when is this coin rare? The honest answer is, it's not rare by default. It becomes rare the moment an abnormal version is discovered. That discovery can happen today, tomorrow, or years later. History proves this again and again. Coins that were ignored for decades suddenly became legends once collectors realized what they truly were. That's why smart people never rush to spend unusual coins. They pause. They inspect. They research. Now let's talk about power, Because yes, a small coin can be powerful. A coin doesn't need muscles to be powerful. It needs demand. Demand from collectors, investors, and museums. When a rare error is confirmed, demand explodes. That's when auctions come in. People don't whisper anymore, they compete. Coins are sold in major coin auctions, on trusted platforms, on eBay through verified sellers, and yes, even through Facebook collector groups if you know what you're doing. One right buyer can change everything. Some people laugh and say, "This is just metal." That's the same thing people said about coins that are now sitting in glass cases worth fortunes. The real danger is not the coin being worthless. The real danger is ignorance. People stay confused, they hesitate, they delay, and opportunity slips away. If you have a 2022 D-quarter and something about it looks strange, why ignore it? Why throw away a chance without checking? Let me say this again so nobody misunderstands me. I am not telling you to believe lies. I am telling you to ignore fake hype and focus on facts. Get the coin weighed. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, missing clad layers, wrong planchets, or unusual textures. If something stands out, that's when professionals matter. A certified error is not a joke. That's when collectors start taking you seriously. People ask, can this coin make someone rich overnight? For most people, no. But for the person holding a genuine, extreme error that slipped through the system, the answer can be yes. History doesn't repeat loudly, it repeats quietly. And when it does, only the prepared benefit. That's why I don't understand why people stay confused. If the coin is in your hand, the opportunity is already there. The question is, what will you do with it? So don't rush, don't panic, and don't let greed blind you. But also don't underestimate what you might be holding. Coins don't announce their value. They wait for someone smart enough to recognize it. Check your pockets, check your drawers, check those coins you ignored. Because sometimes the smallest things carry the biggest surprises. And the people who act at the right time are the ones everyone else wishes they had listened to.